everybody, welcome. My name is Kevin Jones, and this is a concept that my brother Josh and I came up with. Right now we are antelope hunting in southern Oregon, and we were talking about our favorite stories and things that we have experienced, during the course of our time hunting. Josh and I have been hunting together for our entire lives, and over the course of those hunts, there have been times and events and hunts overall that have really stood out. So we came up with this concept to share stories that aren't your most, the biggest animal you've ever killed, or, the once in a lifetime trophy animal, that kind of stuff, because I feel like that's covered a lot. But what we came up with was something a little bit different, which is sharing your most memorable hunt, or a hunt that when you think about it, it really brings forth some, memories, good or bad. So this one's mine. So I was in high school. I was driving with my friend Josh, and we both went to high school together, and he had a white minivan that we were supposed to be taking up, and it was like a 6-hour, 5-hour drive to where we were going to go buck hunting. So at the last minute, we switched cars and we take his Acura. So we're driving up deer hunting in an Acura, and we didn't have service, or I didn't have a phone or something like that. But unbeknownst to us, there's been a crazy accident somewhere on the highway that involved a white van, and I had told my dad that we were coming up in a white van. So the whole time, from when we left the house to when we actually arrived in camp, he had thought we had been in an accident. So that kind of started just laying the groundwork. So over in Eastern Oregon, it was really cold. There wasn't any snow. It was October, but it was just kind of the same hunt that we had always gone on. So my friend Josh and Josh had never hunted before. So I said, hey, let's go hunt. So we park, the first morning, and we hike in a little bit. And I'd seen a buck. I'd seen a nice 4x4 buck. So I had a rifle, and he was just kind of tagging along, but he had a GPS. So we start kind of chasing this buck. It starts to rain a little bit, and we're chasing this buck, kind of cat and mousing him, and then he gives us a slip and goes into some different property. So I was like, all right, well, that was, fun, but time to head back to the car. So he pulls out this GPS, which we've never used before, by the way. He looks at it and he said, oh, we go that way back to the car. And I said, I don't know, I think it's this way, because I thought we just came through all this. He's like, no, this way. We should go this way. And my instincts were like, I'm almost positive that, but hey, if the GPS tells us that we should go this way, we should go this way. So we started going the wrong way. We were going away from the car, and we were gone. I mean, we were hiking and hiking and hiking until the point where I'm like, okay, this is really not good, because I have a backpack that has some granola bars and a pocket knife, and I don't have anything to stay the night overnight, and he doesn't have anything either, and it's raining in October. And the lows at that point at night were going to get into the 30s. So I start getting kind of worried. So we're hiking along, and we are terribly lost. No idea where we are. We are just, and I'm passing up deer and bucks that I see. Of course, now when I'm at the point where I'm not going to want to shoot them, that's when I'm seeing bucks. So anyways, we're hiking along. We're out there for 6-7 hours. We're just wandering around the national forest. Then we come to a road, and so we just start following a road, because all roads lead somewhere, right? So we follow this road for probably about another hour, and I hear something, and I'm like, what is that? And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's a truck, and a truck is coming up from behind us on the road, and we're trying to flag him down, but it passes us and just continues on, and I'm like, dude, that's not good. We are hopelessly lost, and that might have been our one ticket out of here. So about another half hour down the road, we see the same truck. And this is where it starts to get weird. This truck had pulled in this road, and on the left-hand side, there was a bunch of trees, and it was thick. But they were backed in on the opposite side, looking at all these trees on this road. So that was really weird. So we were just excited. So we run up, and we tell the guy and his wife. There's an older gentleman and his wife, and they were just sitting in this old truck looking at this forest of nothing. So I started asking him, hey, can we please get a ride back to where our car is? And he's like, kind of hesitant. He sees that we have guns, and he's like, yeah, hop in the back. Where did you park? So we tell him a landmark that where we parked by, and he said, yeah, okay. So we hop in, thank God, right? So we start driving back. It takes him like 45 minutes to get back to where we were. So he pulls up on this road, and lo and behold, there's our car, and we're just excited, and it's starting to get dark. And, I'm like, okay, I told my buddy Josh, I said, Josh, we need to repay this guy somehow. We're like high schoolers, we don't have a lot of money, but he's like, I have $20. I said, give him every bit of that $20. He's like, yeah, no kidding. So we go, this guy's in a diesel truck, mind you. So we go, and we're like, hey, we're gonna, can you wait 1 second? We'd like to repay you. And he said, nope, don't worry. It's just make sure that you can. He said something along the lines of like, make sure that you can, or no, I'm happy to help somebody, and I just hope that you'll do the same when you have the opportunity. Something along the lines of that, more of like, like pay it forward kind of deal. And I'm like, that's really cool, but please wait for a second. So we hop in. We're both heads are in the car, and we're like, yeah, okay, there's a 20. I don't have any. Okay, yeah. So we pull our heads back out, and he's gone. And that's the part that was really weird, because where we were parked on this road, it was like a highway, and you can see a mile in this direction and a mile in that direction. And the guy was in a diesel truck, so he's not creeping up on anybody or creeping away from anybody. But that's how it happened. And my buddy Josh and I were like, where did you see which way he went? And he's like, no. And I'm like, we literally had our heads in this car for like a few seconds, maybe like 10 seconds. So, I don't know what the situation was. I don't still know quite how the whole thing unfolded, and how he just happened to be sitting on the side of this road looking at literally the worst view if you're looking for deer in the middle of nowhere in a national forest in Oregon. But he never took the $20, and we never saw him drive away. So I don't know. To this day, I kind of feel like that was one of those moments where, maybe somebody hooked you up a little bit and said, I don't want you and your friend to die out here in the wilderness and get hopelessly lost for multiple days. Let me throw you a bone. So anyways, that's my story.